In this demo, we're going to be showing how to show up on site. Uh, this is assuming the surveyor hasn't been out to give you any control because none of the clearing has been done, or you don't have a boundary survey tying everything together. But you need to go ahead and start marking your clearing limits, center line of roads, things like that. So first thing we want to do, I've just created a new project called Clearing Limits, and we want to import the files we'll be using. So we'll just go to Import, green plus to add a file. It's going to be reference data, and I'm going to get it from my USB stick. So I have my two files here. Normally I would just load the proposed information to do my grading, but since we don't have any control, we're going to load the existing conditions that shows surrounding properties. So we can see the property corners, things like that, to get us on the same coordinates as the proposed file. So we're going to import both of these. All right, so now that it's got both of the files imported, we can go in and take a look at the job. Again, we have no localization, no control points, but what we can do is, since I've loaded in some existing property corners, there's some lots and all here along the main road. I could have loaded the lot lines, I just didn't load them in. But we have all these property pins along the main road out here. So what I'm going to do is convert these into control points that we can localize on. So to do that, I'm just going to hit my toolbox and new point. And then I'm going to select one of the property pins. Since for clearing limits, we don't need accurate elevations, but I do need to give it elevation. So I'm just going to put in my height of 100 feet and tell it it's a control point. And check. Now it's got me a million miles away because I'm in simulator, so I'm going to move my simulator around over here. Zoom back into the job. All right. So now that I've got that one set, I'm going to go to another property corner. Some existing stuff out there. Select it. Toolbox and new point. Oops, I should have selected the point first, or told it new point first. So I'm going to reselect that corner and tell it 100 also on the height. Control and check. I'm just going to continue doing this until I've surrounded the site, so we have a decent localization. All right, so now I have control points that we've created that are relative to our proposed file, and going off existing conditions, just go out with a locator and magnetic locator, and you can do things if you're not good at finding property pins, or you can load the existing streets in, and then you can pull measurements. We can go into checks, and we can find out, hey, this property corner is 20 feet from the edge of pavement. And then we can go out there and then walk off or shoot the edge of pavement and then walk to it so it's 20 feet and start looking for the pin, uncover it, and we can capture it that way. So now that I've got my points that I can localize to, I'm going to go home and coordinate systems. I'm going to tell them I'm doing a large area. Here's normally where I'd select Georgia West or whatever my state plane is. Since I'm on the simulator, I'm just going to use the sample. So now it's saying select and measure first point. So I'm going to get onto my first point. And then I'm just going to do a measurement. Store that one. Then my next one. And just carry around the site until I've done my complete localization. All right, so now we can go in and check our accuracy. So we can see we have a good horizontal accuracy. It's only showing perfect on here because the simulator carries the same elevation all the way around, and then I labeled all the points 100. Normally this would say you're off by, a couple 100 feet or so on your verticals, and you would just ignore that because you don't need it for clearing limits. You would redo a new localization once survey control has been established with good elevations. But this is perfect for going in and doing our cleared limits. So I'm just going to hit the green check to accept it. You can name it whatever you want. This is fine. The job name, date, and military time. It's just going to let me know it's not supported. Normally it would say this is now your active coordinate system, and it would send you back to the home screen. So now once we've localized to those property pins, we can go out and go to stakeout, and we can select our clearing limit line to start flagging up the trees. So I can go in here and see that I have a line going around the site here. This Magneta, I believe that's what it's called, colored line. And now I can walk around the site, go through the trees, and flag up clearing limits. One thing you want to be sure of is you have a GPS receiver capable of actually doing this. So, for example, I'd use the iCON ICG70T with a GPS, L5, Galileo, Beidou, GLONASS, everything turned on, and I'm running a base station. We've seen that even in full canopy and hardwoods, we're still getting fixed positions. And when you have a lot of pine trees, we're still seeing 2 foot, 3 foot horizontal accuracy, which is usually plenty good for doing clearing limits. If you get around some streams or historic areas, if you sit still long enough, it will go fixed. So you can still do it in pines unless it's extremely heavy. But that's all there is to it. You just walk around the whole site and going to your clearing limits and staking it out, or flagging up the trees, and good to go. Get on site and roll with it. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment, and I'll be glad to answer them as I can. Thank you for watching.